Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erica and I cannot wait to jump into today's crafting tutorial because I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own DIY resin coasters for teachers because school is starting right around the corner. My sister's school that she teaches at actually just started this week. So I figured since she has a new classroom, a new theme, I went ahead and decided to make her a little teacher coaster here. And the glitter colors match the colors in her classroom. But I figured since school is about to start back, if it hasn't already for you, that these would be some great DIY, quick and easy gifts that you can make for your child's teachers. Or if you have any family or friends like I do that are teachers, you can make these for them. So if you're ready to see how I made my teacher resin coaster, then keep watching. Alright guys, so you're going to need a few things for this craft. You're obviously going to need your 2-part epoxy or resin. I like to use the Counterculture DIY resin. Mine's just across the room. You're also going to need some cups to pour equal parts of A and B in, a popsicle stick or another like silicone stirring stick to stir up your epoxy or resin. You're obviously going to need your silicone mold that we're going to be pouring our resin in. I got this one in a pack off of Amazon. And then this part is optional, but if you want to put glitter in yours, I'm using this glitter that I got from Michael's. This is the Recollections brand. I love these chunky glitters that they make. And then anytime you're working with epoxy or resin, it is a very toxic chemical. So it's important that you protect yourself and you wear gloves and a full face respirator mask. And then for this coaster specifically, I have some supplies that I just found around my house that I'm going to be using for this coaster. All right, guys, I'm so excited to jump into this, so let's get started. All right, guys, so I'm just going to put my gloves on and my mask before I start working. But before I put my mask on, I'm just going to explain what we're doing because you guys won't be able to understand me once I put it on. So first I'm going to be pouring equal parts of A and B into these paper cups, combining them and then mixing them thoroughly until it is crystal clear again. There's no streaks, there's no like fogginess or haziness. It's completely blended until it is crystal clear again. And once I have that all mixed up, I'm going to be pouring a thin layer in this silicone mold here, and then we'll be placing our supplies in. And then if there's any more resin in the cup, then we'll just coat those. We will have to obviously come back and add another coat tomorrow after it's cured for 24 hours. But after I add whatever resin is left over, then I will sprinkle a little bit of glitter so that it's going to be like on top of the supplies, because the way this mold works, you're going to be demolding it, and this bottom of the mold is actually the top of the coaster. So with that being said, the glitter is going to be like the background on the supplies. All right, so now I'm going to put my mask on and go ahead and mix up this resin. Alright guys, so before I put my glitter in, instead of using my heat gun, because I don't want to risk like melting the wax of the crayon or anything else in there, but I'm going to be using some rubbing alcohol that I just have in this little tiny spray bottle here, and I'm just going to spritz some of the rubbing alcohol all over the resin, and it's going to pop any bubbles that are on the surface. Alright guys, so now I'm going to leave this for 24 hours to completely cure. We'll come back tomorrow, check it out, and then we'll add another layer of resin. All right, guys, so it is the next day, and as you can see, our resin is completely cured to the touch. So now we are ready to mix up some more resin and put another coat on. We are basically going to be filling up the rest of this mold. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but there is a big gap, so I just want to fill all of that up with resin so that everything is completely enclosed in here. I am noticing that all of that glitter kind of drifted and floated to the center. So I will be adding some more glitter as well all around, because if we just leave it like that, that's going to look kind of weird that you just have a big cluster of glitter in the middle. So I'm definitely going to be adding some more there, and then we're just going to be filling up the rest of this mold with resin so that all of that is enclosed. So I think before I start mixing my resin, I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of glitter everywhere, and then I'll pour the resin over that. I'm sure some of it is going to move around and float, but we can add more if we need to, but I just want to get some underneath that resin. Alright guys, so sorry if you can't understand me. I do have my mask on, but same thing as yesterday. I'm going to be spraying this with my rubbing alcohol in my little spritz bottle here to pop any bubbles that are on the surface, and then we're going to leave it for another 24 hours to cure. Alright guys, so it has been 24 hours and our resin is completely cured, so we are ready to demold our coaster here. So I'm just going to kind of peel away the edges first, and then we'll pop it out. Oh, look how cool. Okay, so now that I have my coaster demolded, now I'm going to take it upstairs so that we can add her name on here just to personalize it. You obviously don't have to do this, but before I take it upstairs to do that, I'm just going to sand this bottom edge rim here. There's just some little jaggedy edges from like where it came out of the silicone mold. I'm sure like where like little droplets were just kind of hanging over the edge there. So I'm just going to quickly go around the rim with my Dremel to sand that down. Then we're going to spray it with some rubbing alcohol to wipe down all of the dust and stuff from sanding. And then we'll take it upstairs and add our vinyl. And good as new. You can't even tell I sanded it. Now it's perfectly smooth on both sides. There's no sharp edges. Everything is completely enclosed, and I just think it looks so cute. So I think this makes a great DIY gift for any teacher, especially if you personalize it and put their name on there. So I'm upstairs in my craft room, and I have my Cricut Design Space open. So I'm just gonna hit New Project, and I'm gonna hit Text over here. And then I'm just going to type in Miss Swant and then select it all and try to find a font that I like. Okay, and I like this marker felt one. It's kind of like, you know, kid friendly, looks like a teacher type font, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go with this one. It's called Marker Felt. And I've already measured the inside of my coaster, which is 3.5 inches. So I know it needs to be a little bit less than that. So we're going to make it about 3 inches. And then we are ready to cut this out. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Make It. I'm going to hit continue, and while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and put my vinyl on my mat. So now that we have that vinyl on my mat, now we are ready to cut it out. So now I'm going to hit vinyl. Because it's just regular permanent adhesive vinyl, I'm going to leave the pressure on default, and I'm going to go ahead and load my mat into my Cricut and cut this out. All right, so now we are ready to weed out our vinyl. Now I'm ready to peel that off. Okay, and now we are ready to put our vinyl on our coaster. So I just need to figure out how I want this. I'm not even going to use my squeegee. I'm just using my finger to make sure it's really adhered on there. And then I'm just going to peel up my transfer tape carefully. And there is her name on her cute little coaster. I would definitely recommend sealing in your vinyl because they're obviously going to be putting their drinks on this. And, you know, with condensation, I kind of worry about the water just setting in there on top of the vinyl. So I would definitely recommend sealing this in. So instead of putting resin on there and letting it cure for another 24 hours, just to put, you know, a really thin protective layer on it, I'm actually going to be using some UV resin today. I got this one from Michael's. I think I've seen this online too. It's by the brand Signature Crafts. It's just a light cure UV resin and it's high gloss. They do come in like matte finishes. Some of them even come like tinted, like different colors. This one is just clear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fill up this coaster because as you can see, there's like a little rim on there. I'm just going to fill it up a tiny bit, just enough to cover this vinyl. And then we are going to cure this with our UV light. And I'm just going to use this popsicle stick to kind of spread it out evenly and to get it to go like all the way to the edge there. Now the cool thing about UV resin is if you don't have like, you know, a fancy UV light, you can always just set it outside to cure in the sun as long as it's like, you know, sunny outside. I think this brand of UV resin is okay. I'm sure there's better brands out there. I just haven't really experimented with UV resin yet. I should definitely do that though. I have found like it takes a little while to cure if it's more than just like a super, super thin layer. Okay, but I have this all spread out. I don't see anywhere where I like missed an edge or anything. I think I got it on there pretty good. So now we are ready to cure our UV resin. So like I said, to cure this, you just put it underneath a UV light or you just put it outside in the sun. I have this little UV light. It's like the same UV light that like nail kits come with. So I'm going to do this on the highest one, which is 99 seconds. But I also have a UV flashlight here that I like to use with it. And I'll just shine it in there to kind of help it in case it doesn't fit all the way underneath the light, which my coaster barely fits under there. But obviously this extra UV flashlight is not going to hurt it. It's just going to help it cure a little bit faster. So I'm going to do this a couple times until I think it's cured. And then I'll just carefully like touch it to see if it feels cured. If it's not, then we'll just keep doing it. But it should be cured within a few minutes underneath the UV light. All right, guys, let's check it and see if it is cured all the way. Oh yeah, this is completely cured. All right, guys, so now I have this completed resin teacher coaster. So cute. I love that you can personalize it for any teacher. It's so easy to make. It is a little time consuming with resin with just it curing within 24 hours. But overall, the amount of time that you're standing in front of it working on the project, super quick and easy. And more importantly, I think my sister is going to love this little coaster sitting on her desk. All right, guys, so here's an up close of that coaster. So cute. I think my sister is going to absolutely love it. The like iridescent glitter that kind of shifts, but it still matches the colors in her classroom and all the cute little supplies. And what teacher doesn't love personalized things? So I highly recommend trying these out if you have anyone that you know that is a teacher, or if you have kids, then you can always make these for your kids' teachers, and I'm sure they would absolutely love these. Or if your school's already started and you don't want to give them a gift right now, then you could just hang on to this and save it for Teacher Appreciation Week towards the end of the year. But this was so much fun to make, but that's where I'm going to leave you guys today. So hopefully you enjoyed this video as much as I did. If you did like it, please let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. And if you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed to my channel, then be sure to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my future crafting tutorials. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.